All right, we got our first breaking news coming out of the winter meetings. Edwin Diaz, Mets closer, heading to Hollywood to the Dodgers on a 3-year, $69 million deal. We've got our New York Post MLB insider, Jon Heyman, on with the deets on Diaz. Jon, this is the breaking news a lot of people have been waiting for. A lot of Amazins are upset right now, but a lot of people in LA feeling amazing that they just landed Diaz. So can you give us all the deets you have on Edwin Diaz jumping ship and heading over to the West Coast?
Yeah, you're right. 3 years, $69 million. That is a record deal on the average annual value, average annual salary for a closer. Went short term instead of the long term. That's the way the Dodgers do it. I didn't feel like the Mets really wanted to go long term either. It's a blow for the Mets. I don't think you can look at it any other way. This guy was one of the best closers in the game, if not the best closer in the game. Terrific fan favorite, the Timmy Trumpet, the whole thing. Terrific personality in that clubhouse. Obviously, the Mets have already signed Devin Williams, so they did get a back-end guy ahead of it. But, I mean, he's not Edwin Diaz. Certainly, obviously, a spotty year last year in the Bronx for Devin Williams. Edwin Diaz was superb, absolutely superb for the Mets last year, and overall as a Met pitcher, and certainly will be remembered fondly. But the Mets are going to have to act and do something now to beef up that bullpen and improve this team. I mean, they won 83 games. They didn't make the playoffs. They couldn't beat out the small market Reds, and they've got a ton of work to do right now.
How much of that Devin Williams deal of him coming to Flushing, how much of that do you think played a part into Diaz leaving and going into LA? Do you think that was kind of like the writing on the wall for him?
No, I mean, the Mets make decisions on how to allocate money. They obviously saw Diaz as a pitcher below 3 years, $69 million, and we don't have the details exactly of what they offered, but you got to figure it was below that at this point. I certainly they have the money. It was just about the valuation that they felt, and Devin Williams wouldn't preclude Edwin Diaz. They said they were still interested. We believe they were still interested, but they were interested at their price point, and obviously it was not the winning price point, and I think this is a mistake for the Mets.
We saw that bullpen collapse time after time in the second half of the season last year. Okay, you bring in Devin Williams, but now what? What's next for the bullpen? And because David Stearns has to be able to add some more arms in there.
Well, Robert Suarez is still out there, and the Blue Jays and the Mets appear to be at the forefront of those discussions. I mean, at this point, I got to think they better go hard for Robert Suarez. He was an outstanding pitcher with the Padres. Got a great fastball, throws just as hard as Diaz, doesn't have the breaking pitch that Diaz has, does throw a lot of strikes. So it's a strike throwing machine with a great fastball. That, to me, is the guy you could say, well, now we've got Williams and Suarez. You might not have Timmy Trumpet, but you've got two viable back-end guys. To me, Williams is a setup man only in New York based on what happened last year. So they do definitely need to get a closer. There are other guys out there, whether it be Pete Fairbanks, Kenley Jansen, Kyle Finnegan, but to me, Suarez is the guy to go get for that bullpen right now.
Some other breaking news that broke for us. Kyle Schwarber goes back to the Phillies. He's heading back to the city of brotherly love. 5 years, $150 million deal. They showed him love with that. So does the fact that Schwarber going back to Philly mean that David Stearns and the Mets have to lock up Pete Alonso?
I certainly would think so. Maybe they're so creative they got some other way to do it. But to me, they needed that slugger, that extra slugger. And certainly Alonso was the most logical guy. He's been an all-time Met. He's the Met record holder for home runs. He and Soto, a combination last year, was maybe the best thing about a team that was obviously a very disappointing team overall, but certainly he had an outstanding season, another all-star season, played 162 games again. The fans love him. There really is no reason not to go and get Pete Alonso at this point. Obviously, they have not come to a deal at this point. I think they've got a lot of work to do. They're not close, from my understanding, at this moment, but the situation is always fluid. They probably know that they need to get moving at this point because I'm not seeing another solution out there. I mean, someone might say Kyle Tucker. Well, he's a right fielder. They've got Juan Soto in right field at $765 million. Maybe Cody Bellinger, but I think they need that slugger to combine with Soto to really give them a great 3-4 combination. To me, he's the guy to get. Maybe they'll think of something else. Maybe they're brilliant and creative. I don't know, but right now it feels like they need to go get Pete Alonso.
All this breaking news to kick off the winter meetings. Never a dull day in the life of Jon Heyman. Thanks for your time and availability, sir.
Thank you, Brendan.